Hello, is that John?
It is John speaking, yeah.
Hi there. Thank you very much for your text message. Certainly do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I been looking at the literature that I've got from the carts, and I'm a
Yeah.
little confused about the 1919 date. But which Kingdom Hall do you go to, John?
I go to, I'm in Manchester, Redgate Lane in Manchester, which is Manchester Central Congregation.
Right. Thank you. Yes, that's right. I phoned. I phoned. The people at the carts have told me to go to jw.org, which is what I've been doing, and looking
Yes.
up articles at jw.org.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them that I've looked at.
Yeah.
For instance, the 15th of July 2013 Watchtower talks about, in paragraph 6, Jesus doing an inspection and a cleansing work
Yeah.
between 1914 and 1919. I just wanted to know, what did Jesus inspect and what did Jesus cleanse, please?
What did Jesus, sorry?
What did Jesus inspect and what did Jesus cleanse from the organisation between the 1919 date, the 1914 and the 1919 date?
1919. Well, he was inspecting his own people to spiritually cleanse them. I think that's how we understand it. I mean, I would like to sort of look into your question a little bit closer to give you a more specific answer.
Yes.
If you allow me to do that.
Yes, of course. You've got my number. Please just text before you call me.
Yeah.
Give me some notice because I have to jiggle my schedule during the day.
Yeah.
And I can usually make half an hour to speak. It's no trouble at all if you give me notice. I can never speak on a Monday.
Yeah, that's fine. So what was Jesus cleansing between that period?
Yes.
That's your question. And was there an ancillary question as well? What was he cleansing?
Well, the Watchtower for October 2019, the current one for this month on jw.org, I think it's page 5. It talks about 1919 and it talks about the faithful slave being appointed.
Yeah.
And I just wondered, okay, but what exactly does that involve? Would you be able to be a bit more specific?
Yeah, as to who is the faithful slave?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that, or I'll look up some information myself, and if it is that I feel it might be helpful to you to consider it as well, I can sort of forward on that to you, so at least you could look it up yourself on jw.org.
No. This is a very old phone, G3. I can get a package. It's pay as you go that uses the internet, but I don't because it's unusable on the internet. So if you want me to look at an article, you have to text it to me and write it out longhand and make it clear because I'm not going to be able to click on some link.
Okay.
Sorry about that, but I'm a little bit elderly and I've got a way of doing things. I don't have the internet at home. I go to a library to use the internet.
Okay.
So I
presume you live in Manchester?
No, I don't. But I've travelled around quite a bit, and I've spoken to different people on different carts.
Yeah, right.
But I don't go to any fellowship. I used to be. No, I used to be an evangelical, but I gave up about 9 years ago. There were so many scandals in the group by leaders doing bad things with ladies, and once you're a leader, all the other leaders cover for you. I learned that lesson. And I don't think God is in most of it, to be honest with you. I think there are some people who generally love and know God, but I think very, very few in these churches. I think it's about money and status within a group. Sorry to say that. The other thing that drove me absolutely mad really to fury was the number of times I was told that Jesus is God the Father. I was told that over and over and over and over again.
That Jesus is God the Father.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And that drove me absolutely nuts, because that's contrary to the Trinity, which teaches that Christ is the Son of the Father, 2 John 3. The teaching that Jesus is God the Father is modalism, not the Trinity. So it was a combination of things. It was a combination of things that caused me to leave about 9 years ago, unfortunately.
Right.
So I also find it's a waste of time going to any church or any organised religion, because they just want you to attend endless meetings and, oh yes, we'll answer your questions if you stay here for about 6 months. I might find the time to talk to you. Well, I haven't got the time to attend meetings for 6 months in the hope that some question will be answered. So, I'd rather know from the off where I stand with things.
Fine.
Yeah, sure.
So I'll try and look up the information. What was the cleansing, and just about the faithful slave.
Yes. Thank you.
I'll do the best I can to help. I'll try and explain what it is from our perspective. You may not agree with that, whatever I say, but that's your right exactly,
Yes.
to agree or to disagree. We're not trying to press gang people into, accepting our beliefs, but we can certainly explain why we have this belief and what it means.
Yes.
And it's up to the individual whether, it makes sense, or I think that's a load of rubbish kind of thing. People will make their own mind up about that.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for your help. John, isn't it?
John, yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
thank you, John. It is a bit sad because, I do love the Lord and I do want to serve the Lord, but unfortunately, I think the devil's best servants are in the churches. That's my firm opinion after my evangelical experiences.
Well, I think you could be right, because the article you referred to in the October 2019 Watchtower talked about the 100 years from 1919 to 2019. The very reason that those people were imprisoned there, from Jehovah's Witnesses organisation, was purely because of major influence by the churches of, main churches of so-called Christianity, and they were accused of sedition and imprisoned, and then after so many months exonerated and released. So it was the churches that were involved with that, largely because they wouldn't get involved with the war effort. They remained neutral throughout the war, you see, and it created a big problem with many of the churches.
Rutherford, though, did support the purchase of Liberty bonds or Liberty loans. I bought from a book dealer some early Watchtowers, and the 15th of May, 1918 Watchtower, 1 year before 1919, on page 6257, Rutherford, in an article titled Statement to the Press, he supports the purchase of Liberty bonds or Liberty loans, which supported the American military in the First World War. And it was that article which led to the development of the Stand Fast movement, because I've done a lot of study on the history. I found it fascinating. I did a lot of church history on my degree. And this Stand Fast movement, as you probably know, were people who left the Bible students at the time because they disagreed with Judge Rutherford's accommodation with the American government in supporting the American military in the First World War through the purchase of Liberty bonds or Liberty loans. He talks in this article about Bethel workers, for instance, on a meagre income, clubbing together and paying between them 25 cents a month each to purchase a single Liberty bond between them. Other Bible students who had more financial means and money would buy Liberty bonds, several of them outright themselves, and Rutherford approved of that. And of course that led to the split in the movement, didn't it? That caused the Stand Fast movement split at the time.
Yeah, I'm not saying for one moment that any of these people were perfect people. None of them were. As we all are, we're all imperfect people, and I'm sure mistakes and errors were made along the way. even the beliefs of the Bible students has changed considerably since the period of Rutherford, because our understanding of truth has got clearer, and certain things that they used to practice that perhaps came from many of the mainstream churches, they don't practice anymore. So that's took a considerable period of time for these things to become clearer. But they did change, and they did admit that they were wrong.
Well, it's quite an interesting issue. I mean, I've spent a lot of time looking at this. Well, look, thank you very much, John. I'll if you want to speak to me, as I say, send me a text.
Yeah,
But you could also text me the article that you maybe want me to read. I'm going to be spending the rest of the day in the library, so the sooner, if you text me an article that you want me to read, I've read those two obviously, and I've read a couple of others. I can read them hopefully before we talk again.
Thank you very much, Robert. Yes, it's been very nice talking with you.
Yes, nice talking to you, John, as well. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.